What's up, everybody? I'm here with my good friends Amag and Kimki to look at all these new teams for the second split of SSPL Season 7. They're mostly bad, but they're here. So let's just start here with Glass, who was the first pick in the draft. I think Gouging Fire was the first pick. Terrible pick, in my opinion, but
I like it.
I mean,
Maybe not as a first round pick, but I like it. Or first overall pick, but I like it.
I'm like trolling. I actually do like the pick. It's good.
I think it can work pretty well as a first overall pick. It's really, really difficult to actually take it down with the protect move.
I think this thing is good. It's like, I hate this thing. It's so annoying. It's so fat, and then they give this thing recovery for no reason. That's like the most stupid part. It's like the fact that it's recovery and DD sets are good. The booster stuff is good. Like, it's a pretty strong mod. But I don't think gouging is like the interesting part of this team. It's like what transpired after.
With everything else.
This is everything else.
I mean, the double Zorak's definitely standing out. Every look at it.
He may have had no choice in.
He was forced to draft both of them. He was forced to, if he didn't draft both of them, the team was gonna explode. He had to have both.
Wait, this is. I just realized this is bugged.
Yeah, it's supposed to be normal ghost, but
Fine.
I mean, the thing is, he just has a bunch of really strong Mons that I think it's like, even without the synergy, maybe could sneak out some wins, but I don't really see this team being very good at all.
Okay, so I talked to Glass before the season, before he actually drafted, and I knew he was gonna draft gouging, and he was like, "I want every physical Pokemon to hate their lives against my team," and I'm drafting Landers T and Petra, and he kept Tauros too, so he had double Intimidate and Petra and Gouging Fire. But then you look at his team and you're like, any strong special Pokemon is gonna tear him up. Like, it's gonna be so sad.
They just gotta get through that Terrapagos.
It's just Terrapagos. It really is just Terrapagos. It really is just Terrapagos. Gouging's like the second bulkiest spin F-Mon on the team.
I mean, that thing is still very fast. It's 105, 93.
Yeah, that's still good, but
like,
Oh yeah.
not a whole lot's beating that. I mean, most of the special defense stats don't go over like 120, so
which would be fine, but it's not like this is a very offensive team. Like, it's a pretty like slow, bulky team.
this is basically balanced. Like, it's not. I can't cut stall.
Yeah, it's really just like the double Zorak. that's like quote unquote fast. Well, I guess Tinchino with Terra is actually the fast one on the team.
Chinchino's a threat.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I know.
Well, he can play the Terra game, or he can play the Terra. He can play the Spikes game as well.
True.
'Cause he's got. I don't know if I'll ever bring the Glimmet, but he's got that for Toxic Spice. He's got Klefki. He's got Lando.
Yeah, he has good.
The best thing he can do is just stay alive on all of his threats, and then Patch will just take care of him.
Oh, Glass will be bringing Glimmet at least 3 times. At least 3 out of the 5 games he's going to bring Glimmet.
Does Petron even get T-Spikes?
I was looking at Glimmet for that, but it might.
Nope.
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember if it got it.
Just Toxic. No spikes.
I have to imagine that Klefki's coming though, because it's got the seal, it's got the fairy.
Yeah, he probably will bring Klefki a decent amount. He probably has to. But it's also Glass, so Glass will just bring whatever he wants.
What has knockers? What's?
I think Zorak has knock. But...
Yeah, it does. Chinchino gets it as well.
Oh, yeah, that also does get knocked too. Yeah.
Gouging does
Gouging
not.
does not get it. Lando doesn't get it. I don't think Terrapagos does. Petra doesn't either. But yeah, Zorak has it and Centino has it. So like, there's knock on the team.
I'm thinking heavy duty boots could be very strong against this team. I'm thinking, really recovery.
Lumberry sounds
Not a lot of
nice into
breaking.
this
Do you
team.
have a bunch of random setup things like Landers could be a setup threat sometimes? Gouging could be a setup threat sometimes. And then Zorks both have their nasty plot sets and shit. So
Terapagos with Calm Mind is also a problem.
yeah, there's a lot of setup threat, but
I mean, he
it's gonna be
has
pretty
good
hard for him.
mons. It's just that he should just dump one of these Zoroarks and get a real mon. And honestly, his team is not even bad. Like, his team is honestly not bad. It's just the double Zoroark is like kind of troll. And honestly, it wouldn't matter that the double Zoroark was troll if it wasn't Glass. But Glass, because it's Glass, he will bring it. He will bring it. Like, it's coming.
One Zoroark disguised as the other, disguised as a Tauros. I can't wait.
Honestly, I don't even know exactly how the double Zoroark thing works because I've never in my life played against double Zoroark, so
I wonder why.
So I don't know.
So, what do we think this team is gonna be in terms of the league?
In the league, well, Glass, it'll be as good as Glass wants it to be. So I don't know. I mean, it does have gouging, which is actually really, really good. I was like trolling it, but like no, this one's like really good. Gouging's
it's a fire
for
pick.
Sure. Well, yeah, it's a dragon pick as well.
And it's like, I don't know, gouging can kind of do everything. Like, in terms of like being a threat. I don't know, this mon is scary, and it will sweep someone after a dragon dance, I guarantee that.
Yeah. I'm looking on my team, that photosynthesis, I'm not liking it
Yeah,
one bit. But whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think that's
like,
I recovered.
that thing is not wallable.
Oh, we
It's
do.
though. It's like
yeah, give.
it's not
I mean,
wallable.
wait, hold on. Let me. Clef Key, Prankster. Clef Key, Prankster, Sunny Day for gouging fire.
Yeah, chills.
I don't think sun is the way.
Chills.
Free photosynthesis, fire boosted stab, like that's boosted even more.
Yeah, keep cooking. Chills.
Don't tell Glass. He might steal that idea.
What do we think of Sandman's team?
We're just skipping Glass? Alright.
Well, we're not skipping Glass, but I thought you wanted to make it shorter.
That's facts, that's facts. We're on Samus' team. Oh yeah, I forgot.
We talked a lot about
This thing has Volcarona.
all
on
this.
it. I forgot, this was Dozo.
Sean was saying this was the most crazy team ever. And
is
you can see at the
messed up.
bottom.
Bro, she
Like,
didn't.
why
she
that
spent
is.
5 points on the last 4 months. She did not care. She did not care. And honestly, like,
Yeah, this team.
it's like having full M bundle is like already like the speed's crazy, and then you have Volk too, so everybody's gotta be like, oh man, I gotta,
The speed's just.
I gotta make
ridiculous.
sure my team doesn't get swept by +1 Volk. And it's not even like, oh, it's just an offensive team. It has
You gotta make sure you're not
Gliscor,
vulnerable to
it has
fucking Gliscor and
Corv,
Corv.
and Hands and Crest, and it's like yeah, this team is really annoying.
I mean, if there's anything I can like maybe see, it's like even then she doesn't really have the same problems that Glass has with special attackers because she's still got the crest and she's got the full Corona.
I would say the only
Because I'm looking
there
at
is like I guess the thing is like Bull wants to be special most of the time, and the other like 2 big threats of the team are also special, so it puts a lot of pressure on like Hands and stuff. If people start to stack like Spit F Mons, so that can be annoying, but they're so good that I don't think it really matters. Like there's not really Mons that check all 3 of these.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to wear this team down before you can do anything. But I could see it having some problems with like Dragon Dance setup Mons. But you're really gonna start feeling like if you have a setup move, you're really gonna feel that you only have 3 move slots against this team because there's not really any good solutions to like all of them. If you want to kill the Corviknight and you want an electric move, you can't use that to kill the Gliscor. If you want ice move, it doesn't really do much to Corviknight. There's not a whole lot of compression to be done.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is the one thing. Is like she doesn't have like super good. Cause you were talking about like the ice moves and the water moves. I guess she doesn't have like really good checks for some of those things. But I don't know if it matters. Like
No. It's really hard to do stuff against this team.
yeah, I don't even know if the crest will come that much. It might have to though. I don't know, but
Yeah, we're gonna see. I think the other thing is that this team is scary, but like also that you need to bring 6 Mons, so one of these scary looking Mons isn't gonna show up.
That's true.
Uh,
I'm not looking forward to playing this.
Yeah, it definitely
Team
got
like at all.
scarier though when she dropped the dozo. Even though obviously the dozo is nice for some things, so like she's gonna miss having like a real fire resist on her team. But you know, it's still
true.
good.
Well, you
though.
still got that bulk.
Well, bulk's not a fire resist, but yeah.
Oh, whoops.
But yeah, it's still good though. I think it's just pull, right? Yeah, it's just pull. But still.
Yeah, just pulp.
But there's not like a ton of really good fire types. Although I guess like gouging if it got a DD up would be pretty annoying if this got any chip on it. But you know, it's still really, yeah, I don't know. This team seems really good though. It does seem like on paper like one of the strongest teams after the swap.
Yeah, because Sandman spent all of her points in the first 7.
A lot of people did this though. This is like the wave. This is the wave. It's like,
This is a trend.
They learned from AMAG.
They're like, wait, just
I was preaching that shit the hardest, and then like 4 people outdid me. I think it's so funny.
Let's actually look at yours. Because what was your? I mean, yours was what? 10 for the last 4.
Yeah.
That's double of Sandman. So
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things to worry about with this team.
you explain the thought process because you went Moon at number 3 overall. You said I need that guy. So why did you need him?
Well, my idea was that like I was always having a lot of problems with this shit just being like way too fast. Because with my old version of the team, it was like walking wake and that was it. And if you had like a booster speed or something like that, like I could outspeed a lot of stuff with that. So I just had to deal with taking a lot of hits. And I felt like Roaring Moon would help me deal with those problems a bit better than like Slitherwing did. Even though Slitherwing was like really useful for my team. So that was the general plan. And then Grey Tusk was like, I didn't get what I wanted, but that is still like really fucking good. Because when that thing gets on one rapid spin, you just start feeling like it's really dangerous. It's really fat, hits really hard. It has like 2 close combats, ground and fighting. It's just crazy.
I think you not getting class score is like a blessing in disguise because like I think Tusk is like such a good mod, especially with sun support.
Tusk is super cracked, and plus I can run a lot of different stuff on it because it's not like forced to be a rocker. Because I can have rocks on Heatran. I'll probably have him on Torkoal every game. I have him on Clef, so I don't feel like pressured for the hazard game, which I always wanted to avoid. Ditto might have to do with some work because I'm seeing like some of these guys are real fast, and I don't really know if I can deal with it normally. But I don't really want to bring them to games.
You don't want to bring that thing to games, and you have like Wake and Moon. You just figure it out, man. Like I don't know.
Yeah, well,
You have Wake and Moon. You know,
I'm not that worried. I think this team was slightly better than the previous one.
Yeah, I think
I would say
I
so.
feel pretty good.
Moon's better than Slither is. So, even though like I guess there's no Prio anymore, but like it's like
Much fast shit. Tornado sunny day might have to happen. I don't know.
you know that's
We
not
kind of
happening.
troll.
Ooh,
You know that's not happening.
chills.
You just
But-
you really just drafted this because you had no grammars. That's the only reason you drafted it.
Pretty much. I was like, oh shit, where's my flag type? Yeah, obviously, like something like a Landers or whatever is still gonna be really annoying.
Yeah,
For my
I guess the
team.
good thing is though, obviously it's like Lando I, but most what's it called? Most the real ground types are like physical, and especially if you're running like a defensive Tusk with like booster defense or something. Well, not booster defense, but like the proto defense and Sun or whatever. Like this thing beats most ground types. Like Lando loses to Tusk like for sure. So it might
Looks like
not
a Lando
even be that bad. Yeah, Lando I is like the one. Lando I
Because
is
that's
you don't have switches for
was-
Lando I on this team. Like
no
straight
switch.
up.
But barely anyone has it, so like whatever.
Yeah, I mean you just have to outpace it. You don't switch into Lando I like that.
Say pick a sack.
Literally though, if he like if that
I'm
thing comes in,
feeling-
if he comes in on Torkoal, it's just like who's dying? Like
Yeah. As for low tiers, I mean, like, I probably won't use any of them, but if I did, it would be Leave Annie,
Ooh.
and I don't know why.
she is not coming.
Like,
she's not coming for any game. And then Murkrow, Tropius, they're definitely not coming. to
definitely not
games.
coming. This is not random battles, okay, Tropius? You've had your time there. No, sir. And Murkrow, I mean, I was just pissed I didn't get Lantern. So I took
You were
Lotus
actually
Feather.
trying to take Lantern.
I was trying to take Lantern, yeah.
Oh, well, thank God we got it. 'Cause
I was looking at the low tiers and I was like, you know what? I'm probably not gonna bring any of these, but it like Water Absorber would be kind of nice,
Lantern's
or Volt
fine.
Absorber would be kind of nice.
Yeah, Lantern's good. Lantern is that's a premium pick.
That's a premium one pick.
It
And
shouldn't,
people were hating on
it
it.
shouldn't even be one, but like I'm not gonna get into this right now.
Let's shelve the 2-point lantern.
I was ashamed.
discussion.
I mean, the 1-2 point discussion we were going before.
It
We
shouldn't
can
even
go
be
to Jim's
two.
team.
It shouldn't even be two.
Let's go to Jim's team.
Jim? Okay.
Jim's team.
Jim's team kind of weird.
Realistically,
I
Okay.
don't like Mamo Tarak. To me, these are the same mod. Except like Tarak's faster and Mamo doesn't miss his stabs. Like but they're like the same thing in my head.
I don't really
They do-
see the
they do very
synergies
similar
here,
things.
but maybe he'll just pilot it really well. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
Tarak is nice with like future sight support. So that's like good. Because there's
That's
not
good.
really much of anything that could take Tarak plus future sight. If you like chilies it in and stuff. And then obviously Chi-Yu is just a crazy breaker. Like he has like 3 really, really good breakers. And then Kilo I think
Yeah.
is just like kind of cleanup duty. Like that thing will probably have to come to like every game.
Yeah, that breaker rule is gonna be. If it's just like a bunch of slow breakers.
I
I
guess
mean, they're
Tarak's
like
not, like,
relatively
that
fast
slow.
breakers, but
And like but
I'm just thinking with the context that like a lot of people are gonna have like a 125 speed mod on their team, and
yeah, but I guess the idea is like so does Jimmy.
I'm about to check it. But just Kill Watch are winning against a lot of those. We're able to revenge kill a
I
lot of
think so.
those.
I would say
Terra?
so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good Terra
with
mod.
it's a really good Terramon.
You just have to
Fair
remember
enough.
this thing is basically either it's like an electric. Actually, Jimmy still hasn't played this Terra test, so I'm assuming this is like ice or water or something. And he has that plus electric on 125 speed, or he just has adaptability like electric or flying moves, and it's gonna be pretty. It's there's a lot of teams that don't like Kilo that much, honestly. But yeah, this thing probably has to come to games, unless he's gonna like scarf Tarak or Chi-Yu every game, which is like, I mean, honestly, that's like fair enough. You definitely could scarf one of them, have banded Mamo, and just figure stuff out. Azel's pretty fast too, but yeah, obviously naturally they're not very fast Pokemon. I mean, Tarak's like fast,
Yeah.
but like it's not. It's there's most teams are gonna have like 2 months faster than Tarak.
Yeah,
But yeah, then there's like obviously G-King. He had G-King last time, and G-King's good. I think everybody knows what G-King does. This thing's just good.
G-King's the
This
best one in the
thing's
game.
people are saying it's the best one on the game, but it's 16, so I don't believe that. Okay.
It's good. Mandibuzz, I hate this one, but like, I get it.
It makes sense. Yeah.
And then like, for Alligator, it's interesting. I think this thing
Dragon Dance, Life Orb,
bad,
Sheer Force.
but,
It
like-
could do some things.
It's not that bad. I don't know if this thing feels really like. I don't know if this thing comes when there's Tarak in there. I guess it could. I guess it could be some things that they don't beat. Like I actually can't think of anything. I'm like lying.
It's probably got some good matchups. Probably.
Probably.
Like for Alligator will show up at least once or twice.
It probably will show up, but yeah. I guess Flygon's actually interesting too, because that one I assume will be the other Terra. I don't know what Terras he'll pick, but this thing, I think Flygon's actually one of the like pretty good Terramons. but it does have a similar thing where it just feels like it wants to do similar things to some of the other Pokemon on this team. It's a little weird, but yeah, I don't know. This team, like power level wise, it has a lot of power. It's a little awkward though on paper, but Jimmy's like a good player, so I don't know if it'll really matter.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a hater as how non-synergistic it feels, but if you can make it work, you still have really strong threats that are
Yeah, that's the
some
thing
of the
with
like
the
Azel's pretty versatile too, so you can make a lot of this shit work. But I think it's a bit awkward, like you said.
Yeah, it's a little awkward, but like, there's so many good Mons. There's like no team I looked at and I was like, yeah, there's no way you can win with this, because all the teams have like such strong Mons. So just the power level of the league's really high. So I think any of these I can see winning, and Jimmy's good. So.
Yeah.
All right. So Loss though.
Lost.
So Loss was 5th pick. He took Latios at 5. I like Latios. I think it's pretty good. That was one of the best Mons in 16, where we had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Latios. It does the same thing it always does. Like, it has like flip turn now, but honestly, it's like the same Mon. It does the same thing it's always done.
It's
Because-
kind of notable that his power level is like lower than the other teams in the league on the high end, because he's
Yeah.
only got two
Nothing
16s and a
over
15, and then after that, it's nothing higher than 12.
And even the other 16s like Treads, which is more of like a glue Mon, and then it's like a ton of stuff in the middle.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of options, but yeah, it doesn't necessarily have the I guess
You don't
the
have that
Pokemon that you would
Instant
like.
power or strong.
I mean,
fast
Latios
bullshit.
is strong as bullshit though. Like, to be honest, like
This Latios
is.
Pokemon is not. It's not okay. It's just not.
it is because it's like it's kind of like Gengar, but it doesn't die to everything.
True.
Like, it's because like it's got really good coverage. It's naturally really powerful. Like Draco's hard to switch into, and then Luster now is kind of like if you get the drops, like Specs Luster is really annoying.
Yeah.
And I mean, this thing is like it's strong. It's got good coverage. 110 is still pretty good. It's not the fastest Mon on the team because it's Lost. He's gonna bring Jolteon every single game, but
I mean, Jolteon's like a premier terror threat as well. So
yeah, Jolteon's good. But yeah, I think Latios is like a good Mon. Even with all the power creep this gen, I think Latios is still a good draft Mon. Maybe it's, it lost like Mystical Fire, which is like I don't think that big a deal. I don't think you need Mystical Fire most of the time. So I don't know.
When you got that Luster Burst dropping stats, you don't really care about the coverage as much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously, if you click Luster a couple times and you don't get drops, you're gonna hate yourself. Because the one thing I don't like about Luster is it's only APP, so you run out of those fast.
One thing I'm looking at is this team only has Iron Treads for spinning and rocks, which is
I guess that is true.
fine.
Well, I guess
Golem gets him.
technically Gambit's a rocker, but you'll never run it on that.
It's gonna limit like what you can do with that Mon.
Gambit's a rocker.
Yeah, Gambit has rocks.
It's not a rocker, but it has it.
No one.
I
Wastes the
didn't. I
spot.
was about to say I've never seen that. Also, Golem Malolo has rocks,
So he only has Iron Treads.
so he only has Iron Treads to rocks. Yeah, and to spin
Like
because
I
I don't
was
think he has any defoggers. No, he doesn't.
No. So, I mean, are you that worried about screens on this team?
Screens?
I'm not. Maybe not.
I don't.
You don't have a defogger, which makes you like kind of worry about screens a little bit. I have the same problem, I think,
I
but
don't think you need.
not
a
that many
defogger.
people are bringing screens.
I don't think that matters. I don't think you need a defogger, especially because like this is also a team that might play web sometimes because of the Arachnid.
And that
Yeah,
thing
I
can
don't
be-
think you need it per se, but it's like if I'm looking how to break down this team, it's probably like can screens work. But he's got Primarina that's got the voice moves for that, so
Yeah.
and he's also got Psychic Noise,
Psychic
which
noise.
is going to be interesting.
I
Latios
don't
got that as
see
well?
anybody use that. I think that move's like bad. To be honest, that's not worth. It's too weak. I think. I don't think it's. Like,
How much was the base power?
70.
70 BP to stop.
Oh,
them from healing.
75.
Is it 75?
75.
And you
yeah.
stop them from healing for 2 turns. It's like I'll just click psychic. Actually, like I don't know.
Fair enough.
Like the not healing for 2 turns, like the damage difference I would have done if I just clicked psychic 2 times is like like what they would have healed. So what's the point?
I like the Road to Mow.
Yeah, the classic
I think
Lost
it's a good
Mon.
addition. It's really like it's just hard to deal with for a lot of Mons because you got the Leaf Storm and you got Volt Switch. And it's just a pain in the ass.
You can trick Scarfs as well.
Rack you got.
He does have the triple water.
Does he? How much does he benefit from the webs? I guess Primarina will become like a huge set
He,
if you get
he
the
definitely benefits from webs because this team is not actually that fast for the most part.
Yeah.
It's literally just Jolteon.
And then Latios, and then it falls off a cliff. Like there's nothing fast after them.
Like Volcanion loves webs.
If you get these webs up, Tim, then you're fucking feeling really good.
Yeah, because even some fast gambits can like outspeed some relatively fast mons under webs and stuff.
If you're not expecting that.
Yeah, like it's pretty good. But yeah, I mean his team is solid. Obviously, like Gambit's pretty good. I probably like this thing like a little less than some other people in draft, but like it's like good. And I think Latios is really good, but yeah.
You have ways of dealing with it because it is a little prediction reliant.
Oh, thank
which
you for
I think
the sub Loss. Love you.
Oh, I got the Loss up.
Holy shit.
It's pretty prediction reliant. If like someone's prepped for it, because then they can substitute if you're gonna sucker and blah blah. And if they're faster than you can one-shot you. But like if you get that outspeed, then that thing is gonna be a menace.
Yeah, Gambit's a problem. Just forever and always. That thing is a threat. Yeah,
I feel pretty good about that. And Volcanion's always like a pain in the ass.
Also, it looks pretty ground weak, but then you realise that he's got 2 Levitate Mons and a Resist, so...
Yeah,
it's like fake.
Yes, stuff for ground, so I don't really...
Yeah, I don't think it... I think it looks worse than it initially is, so... I don't know, this team feels pretty well
dangerous. It's dangerous.
Dangerous.
I preferred his old team, but I don't think Lost like playing it, so...
Yeah, his old team was like, he dropped Hammy after like 1 game and didn't bring in Fernape, and like, I don't know, I think he just didn't use some of the stuff on the old team. And then also, I forgot, there's like Croc as well, and Umbreon, and he's like, he will definitely bring these fat idiots, because this is like Lost loves these fat idiots.
Yep, Croc.
So you know they're coming, and you know he's going to have 7 statuses on the team, and he's going to cripple everything, and then Gambit's going to come in and click buttons, and Latios is just going to click buttons. And it's gonna be beautiful. So yeah, I mess with it. I don't really like not having the high end mon to me is like fine because I guess I view Latios as like a high end mon. I think it's really good. So
it's a pretty reasonable substitute. Like if you're not paying 17 points for a mon, that's a pretty damn good mon to have.
I mean, when we were doing the tiering, I actually thought Latios was like a 17-point mon. So I mean. I think it's good. I think it's really good. Even though it's like, you know, it's Latios, been there, done that. We all know what it does. Alright. We can look at Kachao's though. Because Kachao, I think
it's the same team.
Maybe the best team. I think it's the best team.
Oh no.
So it's basically just this, like he brought like Meow back and what's it called? Then he got Val again, and then he got Glamora again, and then he got Aloe again. Latios and Latios were underpriced. I almost have lost. I think Latios is fine. Latios was like, I think arguably a point low, but not really like a big deal. Yeah, I mean, I think when I was looking at that tier, I thought Gren was the best mon, and then Lati. I think they're both good. Latias I think is good too, but just a little bit easier to deal with if it's not like because I think Latias is like kind of better or was better in UU just because of like the Terra store power stuff. I think Terraless, like Latios, is just like clearly better in a draft format with its coverage. But I don't know, they're all good.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'm not as big on Jirachi as I think most people are, just because I think I mean, most people end up doing the cheese with it. I don't. I want to say I don't feel like it's that strong, but I guess it is.
I think the defensive stuff is good too. So.
Besides that, I mean, it is the same team, and that team was fucking annoying.
I mean, it's better. I think the team is better because I think Chomp is really good. I think people underrate Chomp in here. I still think this thing is great.
No, Chomp is one of the best Mons in draft.
Like, I think the defensive sets are good. I think I think Scale Shot is good too because most of the fairies cannot actually most fairies don't actually take hits from Chomp like that. Like, for example, you look at like Lloss, for example, right? Like his dragon immunity, like his dragon checks are like Prim, which gets smoked by Garchomp, and like Gambit, which also gets smoked by Garchomp. Like Garchomp smokes a lot of the things that like are supposed to check it. Honestly, the most annoying thing for Garchomp is when like you get like the random Terra Fairies and stuff on guys, but and the fact that it kind of needs setup to be scary to some teams, but it doesn't have to do that, right? Like the hazard lead sets are fine, just like tank.
And the thing about that is you got plenty of instant power.
Yeah, like Chomp is whatever you need it to be. It's just good. It's good mon. Jirachi, I think, is also just kind of like, you can do the cheese stuff. You could also just like be wished you turn like pivot Jirachi or whatever, and Rotom and Glim and Hollow and all these things are just good. And then Meow is like even better than it was last season. And Valiant is Valiant. Like, I think the team's really good. Has a lot of options.
It's also pretty quick for the most part.
Yeah,
At least his first two are very quick.
It's pretty blazing. I don't know.
It's fast.
This thing,
It's a fast
like,
team.
you got the booster speed Valiant. You got 123 on Meow.
Scarf Chomp's not
You got.
bad.
I'm not even thinking about Scarf Chomp. I'm just thinking like you're gonna scale shot once, and then it's gonna be
Oh, that too, yeah.
really hard to deal with.
Um,
You could run that Scarf Jirachi, but I think
Scarf
you probably won't.
Jirachi, Scarf Wash, because you can trick still.
Scarf Wash. And besides that, I mean, the stuff that needs to be slow is slow. You got the slow flip turn with the low, so
120 speed on the Wug Trio as well. Let's
I
not
think you're
sleep.
feeling pretty good. No, he's not bringing that, bro.
Yeah, surely Kachow's bringing Wug Trio. Surely, right?
And
JK.
Sean might bring Bellybolt. Maybe. Everything else is not coming.
If Bronzor doesn't make an appearance,
Those three are not coming. Like Bellybolt,
I'm calling a mulligan.
But yeah, he's probably just gonna bring the first 7 most of the time, and I think they're really good though. I do think, like, on paper, I think this is the best team to me. And then obviously he made finals last season with a team I thought was worse.
Gulp.
So we'll see.
Looking dangerous this season. Can we just fast forward to the SPL finals?
Can we fast forward to the SSPL finals?
So me versus Kachow then.
Chills.
Chills.
Oh, chills.
Let's look at Lotus's team, which is not good.
I mean,
I heard he went rogue.
He went rogue.
Yeah.
Did he? Not really.
He ignored your advice or whatever.
there's some.
Oh, well, he didn't ignore me.
There's
he
some
made,
shooters.
He made some calls by himself. He doesn't need me.
There's some shooters.
Yeah, I think
Are some.
I think it's pretty good.
Expanding Force Deoxys speed with Indeedee. Like, please.
Yeah, the Indeedee, Indeedee was one of the mons I liked a lot in Terra with Expanding Force. That was when. Now the thing is, it's actually probably a little better because I know initially he wanted Latios, but lost to Latios in the first round.
Yeah.
But Latios doesn't actually get the terrain stuff. It's a levitator. So Deoxys is actually a little better for it, and also a lot of the times you need Pyro to actually deal with Deoxys, like just because of the speed here.
That shit is so quick. Like, it's actually insane. Like, we've had this discussion. You don't need to run speed invest, like, almost ever.
Yeah, 0 speed Deoxys outspeeds any mon that is under 131. So it's like
Yep.
don't really even run speed on it half the time because it's just faster than everything. But yeah, this thing is, it's kind of like a Greninja type mon. It's like really good coverage, kind of weak, but like just sort of more of like a cleaner kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Greninja, but the speed is like crack. But there's like
And you have
breakers.
Chien-Pao for the breaking too.
Yeah, you
like,
have Keldeo, you have Chien-Pao, like you have things that break.
and even then, you still got Psycho Boost, is it, with the
Yeah.
Psychic Terrain up?
I mean, in terrain, this thing can definitely break.
Like this thing is going to be crazy.
This thing definitely can break in terrain. Like this,
Yeah, Psycho Boost.
you take Psycho. I mean, even just expanding force, it gets expanding force itself. Like in terrain. And you can
1.5
spam that.
times, that's what, 120 BP?
Yeah,
and
it's
100
120
accurate?
BP.
Yeah.
Well,
And you're not
156
hampered by the -2 from a Psycho Boost, so.
Yeah, 156 in terrain, so it's just like, yeah. It's just
Jesus
a nuke,
Christ.
So. Yeah, I mean, Deoxys is good. Chien-Pao, I mean, I think this thing's just broken. So, I mean, this thing's just busted. It's brain dead.
19 points for a reason.
Yeah, and then Keldeo I like too, because people kind of hate on Keldeo, but people hate on
It's
Keldeo,
pretty-
and then everybody's team is weak to it because like
That thing is like
there's like 4 mods that actually check this thing. This thing is just absurdly
shit
strong.
because of Pex, but if no one's picking Pex, then
You're like, oh, this one is so bad, and then you don't have Slow King on your team. You're like, wait a second. Or you don't
I mean,
have
water
you don't have
fighting-
Mungus, and you're like, oh my god, wait a second, I hate this thing.
Water Fighting is a good combo. It's pretty bulky as well, 91, 90, 90. 108 speed's not awful. And then the 129 attack, or special attack. Yeah, that shit's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Keld's
With a
nice
good
too,
stab.
because it's like, other thing with Keld is like you can't necessarily like kill your mons for it, because like if you really want to stack the Spidef on your stuff and they Sacred Sword you, then it doesn't really matter. So Keldeo is kind of annoying to play into for a lot of stuff. Speed tier's just not what it used to be, but like it's still like a good breaker. And then they gave it Vacuum Wave, so that actually helps it in some matchups too.
Like versus Chien-Pao, for example.
That is true. Even like yeah, it gets like CP, Darkrai, Meow. A lot of these really like these mons that outspeed it. A lot of them, or even like Moon. Like a lot of these mons get blown up by Vacuum Wave. They take a ton, or just die in the case of like CP and stuff.
He's got some of the really good fat mons as well. Claude, Enam, T. Skarm for physical defenses, obviously. Very solid.
Skarm's
Oh,
in
solid.
general, like a lot of stuff that you think would be good against this team gets completely screwed by the Psychic Terrain. So
Mm,
you always have to think about that. And if he doesn't bring in DD, well, you might have just done a lot of prep around for nothing.
Yeah,
So
I guess this team did have a trade because
I think this might be the best team.
does have Lantern.
it has
does have
Lantern. I do think I like Lantern's good. I think I unironically think this thing was under tiered. I thought it was under tiered when we had it in 2, and then it got moved down to spite me. But no, I think this thing is like pretty good because the bulk is like not bad on this, and double immunity when you can turn into random types lets you check a lot of random stuff that like aren't used to being
Yeah.
walled. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. But yeah, this is. I think this one is. I think this one's like pretty good. Like obviously it's 1 point, but like I think it's like worth a lot more than that. But yeah, he did trade a Mungus for Claude, which is like it's weird because we never have trades. In SSPL, we never have
Few and
trades.
far between, yeah,
It's-
they're not common.
When was the last trade we had in SSPL?
I traded Heracross for something with Blue Crew. Like
season
in
was
season 5, season 4.
Like it's rare.
I don't think there's ever been a trade in the league that I've been in besides this one. So
Yeah, I
it
think
must
it's
have been
like
5.
kind of good for both because he didn't have ground. Obviously, what's it called? He did have an electric immunity and lantern, and then Amoonguss was an electric check. But it's nice to have the ground, and it's also nice to have the Spadef wall for your Skarm, who does not want to take the Spadef hits at all. So there's like obvious synergy there. So it
And
makes
T-Spike
sense.
Absorber as well.
Yeah,
This-
I mean,
But
Amoonguss
he
was
kept
there
that,
too.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Does this team have a defog?
Court change.
Cinderace has court
Yeah.
change, and that's it.
So yeah, I mean, we when we talked about it, I think Spin and Court better than Defog.
Well, I think you're
Yes.
just losing some value on Skarmory.
On Skarm.
That makes
Oh,
any
well,
sense.
I think you
Because
just want
your spikes
to-
are just worth a little bit less if you're forced to swap.
Well, you only swap if you need to swap. Like, if you have 3 layers of spikes up, you won't swap. So it's kind of like it does force teams to trade hazards, or if they put the hazards up early, then they waste turns. So, like, Court's pretty good for that. I think Court's just good on the offensive teams. I think Court's like useful. It also like you punishes screens, it punishes webs, it punishes all those like really hard.
It punishes like everything.
So
Good.
but yeah, obviously there's not like traditional removal, which I guess there are situations where you would want traditional removal. So that can be a weakness in certain situations.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it is probably one of the best teams though. Probably like a top 3-ish team, I'd say. It's probably one of the best teams. It's really fast too. So
No, it really is.
yeah, maybe you could
Good team.
challenge Sleepy's maybe, but yours is also better than last split too. And Samus isn't. No, a lot of these teams are good though.
A lot of teams got better. I don't think any team got worse. Off the top of my head.
Yeah, a lot of teams are good. And then
Actually.
Blue Crew, completely new look.
Woo! Blue Crew's team.
He drafted,
Chills.
drafted the Rain. Basically, he drafted. Well, it's not like hard Rain, but he has like 2 Mons that really like. Well, yeah, he actually has more than 2 Mons that really like Rain. But yeah, he did draft Arcaladon. I think this thing's stupid. I think this thing's stupid.
Yeah, you're saying
Arcaladon
he's
is
in
really
it's
stupid.
cheap.
I think it's not super cheap.
I haven't played against him yet. I'm glad I don't need to play against him.
Arcaladon, when it's
Let's
in
go
Rain,
around.
is like there's not really much you can do. He's almost always forcing a kill because he's gonna get +1 every turn. Even if you bring in your ground type, he gets a +1. I don't know why Game Freak did that. That's just random. And then if you hit him, his body presses get stronger because he has stamina. He has good coverage, and he's also just naturally strong. And he's super fat. The only like bad thing is his SPF isn't that good, but if you're AV or you just invest some, like you can usually trade 1-for-1 with most Mons. There's not a lot. Like this thing is kind of like, it's not like Blood Moon, but it's kind of like that in the sense that like it's very rare that if you play it right, you don't force this thing to trade with something or get 2 kills just because like it's just like that's just the kind of mod it is.
Yeah, I have to play this week 1.
13.
And if you and in Rain too, if you really let him just start like spamming those electro shots, and you're just like, oh god.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
it's
Obviously, if you play offense, you'll kill it eventually, just because it's like
no recovery.
That-
no recovery and it's not fast. But you got to play around it. You can if you play stupid, this thing will just like claim one. Like
Yep. Yeah, Arcaladon is I'm not looking forward to playing it. And then he's still got Lando, which does a bajillion damage. Gren is really quick, fantastic cleaner. Battle Bond's really strong.
Battlebot's good. And then this thing in Rain is like annoying too. Like even just
Yep.
like specs Gren in Rain. It's
Jesus
hard.
Christ,
It's
yeah.
a lot of time he's gonna force something, and then if he gets the battle bond, like you gotta really look at your team and be like, okay, what's going on here? Like, can my team deal with +1/+1 Gren? The only thing that's weird on this team is like it's like Heart Flame. Not because it's not a good mon, it is a really good mon, but it doesn't like being in Rain at all. So that one's like it's like a little weird. I'm sure he'll build it in a way where it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it is like, or he'll not bring Pelipper every single week because, frankly, all of these Pokemon function without Rain. There's nothing that he did. It's not like he drafted a Swift Swimmer. Like he doesn't have any mon that needs Rain.
No.
But when
Like
he
they
does
like
bring,
Rain.
yeah, but when he does bring Pelipper, like Heart Flame, obviously is like a little. I mean, it's more than a little nerf than Rain. I still like the team though. Like Amuga Scream are nice. For Arcaladon, I think Scream, Amoonguss especially are good for Arcalidon because like the one bad thing about Arcalidon in team building is you drafted this steel type that doesn't check dragons or fairies. So having Scream and Amoonguss does help for those. And then he has Fortress as well for removal. It's like good.
Yeah, this is
I don't have a ton to say about this. I mean,
just a good team, and he has
Arcalidon
Spyrox as well. Ooh.
I guess your Lando's your main rocker.
Well,
Besides
Arcalidon
Fortress.
has rocks too.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't know. I think you're fine.
Yeah, you'll figure it out between those three. You should be fine.
Yeah. 'Cause, like, I didn't like that he was running rocks on Landers last.
Yeah, that's what happened last season. Because
Season?
last season he dropped Mew, and it was like the only rocker he had was Lando, and it's just like,
It just feels like a shame.
yeah, kind of sucks. But yeah, he
Because you're
has
wasting
rockers.
a turn where you can like one shot almost anybody on any team.
Yeah, he does have 3 rockers though, and he has webs, and then like Gren and Heartflame are spikers and stuff. Like he's fine on hazards. Like
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm not super concerned about his hazard game now. Just had to ask.
yeah,
Stole my
Okay,
Spyrox.
well, unless we're gonna talk about Wooper, I guess we should go to
Okay. Whooper.
you can talk about him.
Bam.
Anyway.
No, I was
Well,
just saying,
that's Whooper.
Bam's team is a little awkward, but
I thought he was
It's-
gonna
broken. So
I thought he was gonna get removal, but I think
He has removal. Chill
I
on
thought he was
fire.
gonna get real removal. I guess he actually went like the Sandman route too, and just hasn't spent like no points on these. He has 6 points on these 4. He's just like, I'm good, dog.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fair enough.
Yeah, that's literally it. It's obviously very top heavy.
yeah.
He has Snillaboom.
Oh, you're coining that? Snillaboom?
Snillaboom. I have coined it. Yes.
I mean, that's gonna win some games.
It's just gonna win some games. It just is. Like it's actually ridiculous. Yeah, obviously this team doesn't really like hazards, but the main hazard weak things are probably running boots. Like
Yeah, he's just
Moth
gonna
and
force-
Zap are permanently running boots.
He just has to run boots on them every week. Like that's just really all it is. Like you don't really
Yeah.
get a choice.
Again,
Spikes would be really annoying for this team. They've got some rock resists, a lot of people, so
Swampert, Sligoo, Goldie, all rock resists.
Just 2 absorbers for T spikes, and also it does help that it's a like G terrain team, so like he does get the passive recovery, so it helps a little bit with that.
Yeah.
So he could definitely have a more hazard weak team. The 2 Mons that hate hazards are just going to be forced into boots all the time, and that's like that is what it is, right? Like,
you're doing that shit a lot anyway if you're not hazard weak. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like Zapdos would probably be boots a lot of games regardless if he had a remover or not. But yeah, it just means that he's probably just gonna have to get his own hazards up and really force people to trade hazards with him, and just try and end games quick, which his
End
team
games
could definitely do. His team
Oh,
could definitely do
absolutely.
that.
and you have the best cleaner combo in the game, I think, right now.
But he also has
That
like
Rillaboom.
Urshifu's also like one of the best breakers in the entire draft too. So
Those wicked blows will hit like a truck. Like
I mean,
it's
even
not.
like Sneasler, calling Sneasler a cleaner is like comedy because it has like 130 attack with like 120 BP stab. Like it's just,
Yep.
it's a cleaner. It's a cleaner that also breaks.
It cleans things from 100 to 0. Like
Yeah. It's very funny.
that Sneasler Mon. I hate it just because it's really fucking strong.
Corny. I hate them on too. But
It's. I like the team. Obviously removal's like a big thing for this team that it's lacking, but outside of that, I don't really have any issues
I
with
will
it.
say though, like if he had some like super bulky like kind of team, like maybe like Samus team from last season or whatever with no removal, then I'd be like, yeah, that's troll. Like that,
Yeah.
like that's why I was like when Sandman had bad removal last season, I'm like, your team can't be having bad removal. But a team like this, it doesn't really matter as much. Like, yeah, it would be nice if he could, get rid of hazards if he needs to, but you know, these games are not going to be more than 20 turns with these Mons. So, you know, it doesn't matter a lot of times.
No, literally. Yeah, I like Bam's
This
team.
team's dangerous. You got
Just
a lot
threats on
of
threats on
threats on
threats.
threats on threats.
And a lot of these Mons are so strong, whereas like if you make a misplay or read something wrong, you're either getting a Mon killed or you're taking like too big a chunk, and then it kind of gets snowballs out of control
I mean,
with some of the speeds and some of the braking on
his
this.
first
It's
6
ridiculous.
Mons all have attack stats of at least 125. I mean,
Oh wait, yeah.
so you know, yeah, it's gonna be
Here for a good time, not a long time.
tough, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Real. I think the only other thing is maybe speed. Obviously, Sneasler is going to be really quick, especially because it has Unburden as well. Moth 110, and then after that, everything else is 100 or below. Not great.
Yeah, I think it's fine though, because Moth and Sneasler plus you have Glide, and this thing's not like, and this thing also has Sucker too. It's like not too bad. Like double Prio
like
with these guys is like, I think it's fast enough.
you can kind of mitigate your your overall speed stat with the prio with the
I think it's fast. Like
You got that Prio and you got fucking Sneasler with Unburden. This thing
Darkfu,
is-
Sucker, and Rillaboom Glide are like 2 of the best, like strongest Prio moves you could have. Like it's not. I don't think he's really lacking in that department at all.
Yep, I agree.
that's fair enough. Yeah.
All right, so Kimki, you're gonna have to run
Oh.
your team down. Talk through it.
Nah, you lead us off.
Look, I'm look. Okay. Look. Listen. Okay. Look.
I'm listening.
Listen. Look.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Listen. So. I'm on a losing streak, rivaling that of the Shanghai Dragons. I needed to call in the boys, so I called in the boys. I got my guys.
You did get your guys.
I got my guys.
You did get like everything you wanted.
I got literally everything
I
I
actually
wanted.
didn't think you were gonna get Darkrai because you're 10th, but you actually just got
I
it.
got Darkrai at 10th, yes sir.
So
I got Darkrai in both my leagues actually. I can't wait. I mean, there's issues with this team. It's
yeah, I mean,
it's probably the slowest fucking team.
oh,
on
I didn't even
average.
notice that. Wow, you
Yeah.
have
No. I mean, again, I have
you have Trick Room Setter. Maybe that's like something you could try.
Gothitelle can set it, yeah. I think.
Like, and a lot of stuff's like not that strong, so I don't know. I guess Scissor within 30, I guess.
Yeah, Goth sets Trick Room, but
I mean, this
It's
is one of the fattest teams.
Yan Mega's also kind of fake slow as well, because it gets speed boost. Like after 95 after one speed boost, that's quicker than virtually everything apart from like Deoxys speed. Might be quicker actually. Hold
no,
on.
You're slower than Deoxys, but you're like a little slower than Deoxys, but way faster than Bolt. So
Deoxys. Okay, wait, hang on. Plus
Deoxys
speed.
needs to be timid though.
Actually, yeah, Deoxys does need to be timid.
It needs to be timid, and it needs to be a good chunk of speed too. I think like timid 180 or something. I don't remember.
It needs to be at least 148 and timid to be faster than a +1 Yan Mega.
Yeah.
That is also speed boosted. Yeah, my team's fat. It's pretty slow, but I got like
You have momentum, which is really good.
I got
for you.
lots of momentum.
You can't get lost in like only clicking U-turn and shit, but you can definitely get yourself in good positions even though you are slow.
I got U-turns, I got flip turns, I got volt switches. I got rapid spin. I got plenty of rocks. I say plenty. I got Empoleon. I got
You gotta
Dugong.
worry about all that shit being on the same team, but you get to
Yeah.
pick what you're bringing in for each opponent, so that's not as big of a deal.
I think that's the kind of the. It depends on your perspective, but I think with my team, the biggest blessing / like curse is that outside of Darkrai, the other 5 Mon can and will change week to week. Like, I'm not guaranteed to bring a set 6 or like 6 of 7, right? Like a lot of teams, like you look at them and they're so top heavy. You're like, okay, well he's only bringing these 6. He might bring the 7th Mon. No, mine can change each week. Don't sleep on Snorlax either. Curselax can and will just win games at some point.
Do that against me.
Yeah, it's again, it's slow. It's a fat team, but it's, I don't know. They're my guys. They're my guys. It's probably like if you were to do like an objective ranking, a lot of people would probably put this low, but I don't care. I need a win, and I trust these Mons to get me my 1 win.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I like Apple. I like Snorlax. I like Young Mega. I like some of these Mons. The team is definitely slow. A lot of pressure on Darkrai to win a lot of these games. I think it probably can. And then the thing is with teams like this though, is Goth can always remove certain things. And when you play when you play against Goth in draft, like you just have to understand that like you probably have to run Jet Shell, or just risk the fact that like Goth will be able to remove certain things. That's the point of the game. And not a lot of teams are going to have multiple checks to Darkrai, right? Like, it's not that many teams that have multiple checks to Darkrai. Usually they rely on one, or just rely on outspeeding it. But yeah, obviously Scarf Darkrai can work. Nasty Plot's good. Obviously the Hypnosis stuff is like, you know, if it lands, it could be really...
Blunder Policy Hypnosis.
Blunder Policy Hypnosis, dangerous. Very dangerous. Very, very dirty.
You know we cooking.
Of course, but... yeah, I think it seems fine. I hate Fez obviously, so I can't speak on her, but you know I like a lot of them.
So you know,
I like a lot of the teams. Their team has complementary pieces. As a whole, we'll see how it works.
I don't know.
Like every role needed. Obviously, Scizor is also like it's slow, obviously, but Scissor's got like the really strong bullet punch for Prio. So, is that my only Prio? Well, Fez gets quick attack, but like, lol. Yeah. I like my team.
As well, so.
I mean, there's obviously problems with my team, but I like it, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I don't think any of the teams are bad. Even like Glass, who I love you, Glass, because I was like trolling Glass. Even Glass's team is like fine. Everybody has a lot of powerful stuff. I guess the ones that do stand out to me a little bit would be like Salmon, like yours, and you know, Kachow, Sleepy, Blue. I mean, I said like half the teams, but yeah, those are probably the ones that stand out to me.
But say,
yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of good teams because I was about to say like 2 or 3, and then I like keep like clicking them, and I'm like, even this team's annoying. But actually, these are whatever. I don't want people to think I actually like their teams. They're garbage, so I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, I mean, all of them. I was struck by the fact that when I look at the draft, every single team, I was like, oh, it's kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah, there's no easy weeks, at least in prep. So obviously, you know,
some control, but
some
I mean, like all of this,
they might do a little
all
more,
yours,
or they might overcook, but. But I don't look at any of the teams and say like, oh yeah, this team can't win. This team is way too bad. I don't think that at all.
It's going to be a good season, and I'm not going to be overconfident like I was previously.
Just a team with Bronzor on it.
Oh, he had Bronzor. He actually picked it. It needs to come to a game. If it doesn't, I'm going to be extremely disappointed.
Well, you're going to be extremely disappointed because there's no way he's bringing it. Unless it's like last week and he's already like locked his seat or something. That's the only way you'll see this garbage come to a game.
With Eviolite, it's dangerous, man. What breaks a Bronzor with Eviolite?
Everything.
Everything,
That's
yeah.
a lot of everything, but it's still bad. It's still bad, though. But yeah, I mean, okay, that really wants me to wrap up this video. So okay, we're right under an hour. So you know, thank y'all for watching this draft recap, draft analysis, team breakdown, whatever the hell we're gonna call it. All right, if you like the video, you know, actually like the video. See y'all next time.
I'm liking the video.
I'm liking the video too.
Chills.